is talking about today, so maybe we could dispatch of the issue quickly, but it does bother me, the thing with the football players and the kneeling and the national anthem, that we lost track of what they were kneeling for because he's so good at that.
Yeah.
We forgot that there was a protest, and it was a meaningful protest about something real, and now we're talking about the national anthem. He actually said, people have died for the anthem. Did anyone ever die for the anthem?
Well, I think it's telling that when athletes protest racism, it's assumed that they're protesting America. I think that's a very interesting point. There's two sides. There's two sides to the flag. There's the flag that flew over the founding of our democracy, and over soldiers who have fought in our wars, and that was emblazoned on the uniforms of the heroic 9/11 first responders. It's the same flag that flew over slavery and the genocide of the Native American population, the napalming of Vietnamese children, the destruction of Afghanistan's civilian hospitals, and it's on the uniform of every police officer who's killed an innocent African American person. It's also a flag. It's in the courthouse. It's also a flag that's in the courtroom of every judge who's let every one of those cops go free. So if you're uncomfortable watching football on Sunday, imagine how uncomfortable the families are of the African Americans who've been killed by police.
Bill is right. The football players have lost the narrative, unfortunately. Yeah. This president has this big microphone, this big bully pulpit to use, not just 140 characters, but he is talking and people are listening. He's changed the narrative talking about the flag. This is about the unjust police-involved shootings that have left so many African Americans dead. And unfortunately, that is being covered up. It is not about the flag. This is just a vehicle to stand together in unity, to show people, look, there is a problem. It is not about the flag. These people are just as patriotic as any one of us in this room. They just want to bring attention to something that's been going on since slavery.
Yeah, but I see this in a slightly different way, right? So first of all, I think if Trump were an NFL team, he'd be 0-16. Because his playbook is the most predictable playbook in the world, right?
Really?
Whenever he has something that's going on that he wants to distract people from, he launches usually a race-baiting culture war, right? So that's what he did in this case. But this week, the culture wars have generally worked pretty well for him politically. This week you saw two places where the culture, the parts of the culture that he likes to demonize, kind of rose up and smacked him back. One was on the healthcare bill, right, where I think Jimmy Kimmel did as much as anybody, any individual in the country, to stop the Cassidy Graham bill from getting on the floor. And then on the NFL side, where Trump's trying to basically make an issue out of the things that both Tom and April are talking about. But in reality, instead of dividing a bunch of people, you got the players, the coaches, the owners, the fans, all basically getting together and saying, fuck you. We're going to stand with our guys. However much the meeting might have been diluted, we're going to stand up with our guys. And I'll just say, if you're going to fight a culture war, you don't want to fight a culture war with the NFL. The NFL is American culture, and Donald Trump found himself on the opposite side of the NFL this week, and I think he lost that fight.
Well, he thinks differently. He thinks he's wrong.
He's wrong about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, trust me.
As you know.
Trust me, I know. But here's the problem. This president has gone up against the NFL before. He tried to be an owner, and those 32 members of that exclusive fraternity said, no, this is part of the problem. And then going to your point, when he went to Alabama to promote and talk about Lance Strange, guess what? Guess what happened?